Okay, we're staying on top of this breaking news. Operation Midnight Hammer is what they are calling this weekend's attack in Iran. The strikes included over 125 aircrafts, B-2 bombers that served as a decoy as well. We had a lot going on in the skies this weekend. Joining us now is a member of the House Armed Services Committee, Democratic Congresswoman Jill Tokuda from Hawaii. Great to have you here. I just want to get your reaction. Let's start there because that's where we got to take the beginning here.
Well, this was a blatant, unilateral, unauthorized, unconstitutional action by the president. Congress clearly is the one with war powers authority. And right now we have to ask ourselves a very basic question. Are Americans safer as a result of those bombs being dropped? And I think if you really answer that honestly, the answer is no.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at what Secretary of State Marco Rubio just put out. He said there are no planned military actions against Iran at this moment, unless somebody, I think the quote is, messing around. So, you know, as we take a look down the road, like you said, everybody's worried. Are we safe? What's going on with all of our, servicemen and women overseas? That is the number one concern as we take a look at that and that proximity. We keep showing this map of how close everything is. What are you hearing? You're with the House Armed Services Committee. So tell us about some of the concerns, some of the plans that are going on right now.
Well, I think the real sad fact is I do serve on the Armed Services Committee, and even looking at our ranking member and other people in leadership on our side of the aisle, there was no discussions. There was no prior contact in terms of what are the actual objectives here? What is the strategy? Do we have a strategy? We're literally getting all this information from the news, from press conferences. And if you listen to those press conferences and these statements, they don't provide any kind of clear strategy. How are we going to make sure we're not entangled in a long-term war with Iran that's going to be costly, not just dollars, but more importantly, in terms of human lives, American lives? And we have not gotten clear answers. There's been no discussions, and they know full well most of us will be flying off tonight or tomorrow to head back into D.C., and there's some very pointed questions that demand answers.
And what are some of those questions that you're going to ask?
You know, what gave you the authority? How did you think that this would ultimately lead us down a path towards diplomacy? We hear out of one side of the president and his cabinet's mouth that they want peace, that diplomacy is the answer, and yet to shove this adversary into a corner by dropping bombs after saying we may give 2 weeks to try to see the process work itself out, this in no way provides any kind of confidence, stability, this erratic nature by doing basically foreign policy through tweets. This puts American lives in danger. This does not get us farther down that path to peace. And there's so many questions right now. The first being, what authority did you even have to set this course in action, to drop those bombs without acting with Congress's approval?
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. And I hope that you'll come back and tell us what happens in Washington. Maybe we can get you back on next week so you can give us that view. House Armed Services Committee member, Democratic Congresswoman Jill Tokuda, always great to have you on the program. Thank you so much, and be safe.